Hi, I am Elle Cole. I am a mom of twin girls who are 11 at the time that I'm filming this, and I have homeschooled them since birth. I'm also a blogger. I started my blog, Cleverlychanging.com, about 10 years ago. I'm an author. I have a book called The Sickle Cell Coloring Book for Kids, and you can find it on Amazon. I'm also a podcast co-host. My podcast is the Cleverly Changing podcast. It's for parents who homeschool and also parents who want to supplement their children's education. It has an Afrocentric background. It teaches you about Africa, and also it teaches parents how to teach their kids, and it gives them encouragement and support to do that. Not long ago, I started blogging because I was home with my kids and they were about 2 at the time, and I had spent most of the day nursing around the clock. And I needed an outlet. I needed a community that really understood what parenting was about. And so I started Cleverly Changing to share the journey of parenthood with other parents. And about 3 months into my motherhood journey, I found out that my daughter had sickle cell disease. And it was devastating to me at first, but along the journey, I've learned that we can definitely have hope, we can keep her healthy, and I've been sharing those lessons that I learned on my blog, cleverlychanging.com. And I also want parents to understand that, it's typical to want to have a 2-parent household. Before I had kids, I was able to pay off all of my student loans and really get out of debt before I became a mother. And those tips and tricks that helped me learn how to do that are really the lessons and tips that I share with parents. And so I started a segment called Finance Friday, where I share those actual tips of how we save money, how we make it work on one income. And I just want to empower parents, not just parents, but anybody. So the tagline of my blog is empowering the total person. And that's really what I try to do. For parents who are embarking upon a new journey to homeschool, we're living in a different time. And I really thought as my kids grew, I would be able to put them in a traditional school setting. But, with the health needs of our community and the knowledge of the pandemic and COVID-19, I've decided to continue to homeschool for a little longer. And so those are the tips and tricks that I'm really sharing with other parents. How can you work and also teach your kids? So for me, what I'm able to share with my community through my online platforms like Instagram and YouTube and Facebook, I try to just share the journey, and I try to be as authentic and real as possible. So I invite you to follow my pages at Cleverly Changing and also connect with me. If you have questions, I am definitely accessible. And if you ever need just someone to bounce ideas off of, I'm there. I've definitely been in a position where I wasn't sure how to teach my kids, but it's been a journey that I've learned. And, as my kids matriculate and grow, each phase is different. And so I have to learn how to be flexible and just better myself and how I communicate with others. And so those are the lessons that you will learn if you follow my pages, but also it's a community. So I want us to get to know each other. In this group, we've all kind of just dedicated ourselves to making a safe community and a safe place for people, regardless of their background, just a diverse community where we can learn from each other and support each other without judgment. So I look forward to connecting with you. Again, you can check out my podcast, the Cleverly Changing Podcast. It is on all platforms, most of the platforms where podcasts are played. Or you can just go to my blog, cleverlychanging.com, and go to the tab that says podcast, and you can listen there. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Cleverly Changing. So definitely look up those pages. On Twitter, I'm at Cleverly Changing without the G on the end. So I really want to make a space where it's a positive space where families can encourage each other and connect and get to know each other. So that's what we try to do on my pages, and I look forward to connecting and learning with you.